All right, this first song, or the second song, is called "Hold On," and this is actually the song where these lyrics come from. You are not your fear, and I wrote this song many years ago for a family member and a handful of friends who were all going through some really difficult health struggles. And I guess I wanted it to be an anthem for them, just an encouragement as a way to hopefully help people pull through things that they couldn't control. And their lives had completely changed, and I couldn't do anything, and so I couldn't actually physically do anything, and all I could do was write something that could hopefully encourage them. So that's where this song comes from. Like a candle burning in the dark, like the good skin underneath the scar. It's not what you want, but your hope is coming. Like an oak tree underneath the ground, a small seed waiting to come out. It's not what you want, but your hope is coming. Life takes all you got, but your hope is coming. Come on, girl, hold on. You will find your soul. Come up and stay here. You are not your fear. Oh, you put up walls and someone pulls them down. You think for help, but they kick you to the ground. It's not what you want, but your hope is coming. Life takes all you got, but your hope is coming. Oh, it's not what you want, but your hope is coming. Oh, come on, girl, hold on. You will find your song. Come up and stay here. You are not your fear. Oh. Bigger than your box, breaking up the locks, unassuming fire, burning up the lies. Bigger than your box, breaking up the locks, unassuming fire, burning up the lies. Bigger than your box, breaking up the locks, unassuming fire, burning up the lies. Bigger than your box, breaking up the locks, unassuming fire, burning all. Come on, girl, hold on. You will find your soul. Come on, man, stay here. You are not your fear. This is not what you wanted. This is not what you asked for. You didn't need any of this. You never saw this coming. Oh, it's not what you asked for. Oh, it's not what you wanted. Ah, you wanna give up. Yeah, you wanna give up. Oh, you wanna give up. But hold on. Hold on. Let's see, what do I want to play next? I usually have the Facebook, when doing streams, have like the Facebook feed open and like try and see what people are commenting and stuff, but I forgot to do that. So if you are commenting, I'd love to respond. But I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool just to see the different reactions that everyone's kind of having to this pandemic, and maybe it brings out the best in us, maybe it brings out the worst in us, or both, or maybe it depends on the day. But this song is called How She Floats. This song is well over, it's about 12 years old now, and I wrote it back in 2008 after losing my oldest brother to a battle with cancer, and I call this song How She Floats because it's I think about water, I think about life in terms of water, like floating as in, or swimming as in going at life full force, full on, things are awesome. And I think of sinking as the opposite, you know, where you've given up. And then I think of floating as this like in between place where, you know, some days are better than others. You know, it's not always perfect, but you're staying in there, you're hanging in there. And I think we've all found ourselves on different spectrums of floating over these last few months. And so I'm kind of seeing this song with new eyes, and even with You Are Not Your Fear, and how that message was written for friends at a certain time, but all of a sudden I feel like I have to remind myself regularly the things that scare me are not my identity. And so with this song, How She Floats, I've started to kind of reinterpret it in terms of allowing myself to float instead of pushing against the tide, you know, letting the like falling in line with the tide instead of pushing against all the changes that have kind of been forced upon us unwillingly, because you can't control, you know, you can't necessarily determine that your life is going to be completely sidetracked by a worldwide pandemic, but it happens. I don't know. But it's like all these changes have come and we haven't been able to, you know, we didn't expect it, and so our lives are changed. So what does it look like to, instead of fighting the change, embrace it and see what happens and what you find on the other side? So this song is less about swimming and more about allowing yourself to be carried with the water. Hope that made sense. How she floats, well, it changes every day, and how she loves, well, she loves stronger every day, and how she prays, well, she prays harder every day. Sometimes it's hard to believe what she say. Hey, hey. Oh my God. Most times that's as far as I get, and I clear my throat. And I start again after one long deep breath. Hey, hey. So what went wrong? As we repeat the last years in our heads. And what happens next? As we learn how to live again. As we learn how to love again. As we learn how to trust again, you just flow. You just flow. You just flow. You just flow. Hey, hey. And when the water gets deep, you just flow. And when the water gets shallow, you just flow. And when the water gets dirty, just go on and flow. Hey, hey, hey. And when the water turns to ice, you just flow, flow, flow. How she plays. All right. The song is called Say Goodbye. So this song and Hold On that I played earlier come from an album that I put out a few years ago called Bigger Than Your Box. And all the songs in the album are, they talk about boxes, or maybe like, I don't know, not literal boxes, but things that keep us feeling stuck, things that keep us from moving forward. And this is a song I wrote. I guess I wrote it for myself, just to remind myself to not limit myself. And was like listening to Heather Box as she was talking earlier, just talking about storytelling. This song is kind of my story. I think just a story of, you know, learning how to be confident about what it is I have to offer and not limit myself because, you know, someone can do it better, or someone can, you know, make it through a song without hitting wrong notes, or, you know, whatever that might be. I firmly believe, as cliche as it sounds, that no one can bring to the table what you can bring to the table, and which is why it's so important to do what you do, and to be proud of what you have to offer. Yeah, so this song is called Say Goodbye, and it's about saying goodbye to all the lies. Breathe, take a deep breath, lift your eyes, lift your head, say goodbye, don't look back, let the dead, baby, the dead, the dead, the dead. You have a mission and a voice and a vision. Say goodbye, don't look back, leave your love, no need for that. And you may want to go back where you've come. Well, there's nothing for you, and it's not an option. You can't go back knowing what you know. Oh, there's nothing for you, and it's not an option. No, no. Far as you can see, deep as you can go, out of your safety, into the unknown, out of your worries, out of your regrets, out of your failures, and the things that happen, get it onto the next page, onto a new phase, into the future, and the places you have never been. This is not for you, this is not for show. If you never step out, there are places you will never go, and you may want to go back where you've come. Oh, there's nothing for you, and it's not an option. You can't go back knowing what you know. There's nothing for you, and it's not an option. You may want to go back where you've come. Oh, there's nothing for you, and it's not an option. You can't go back knowing what you know. Oh, there's nothing for you, and it's not an option. No, no. Breathe. Take a deep breath. Lift your eyes. Lift your head. Say goodbye. Don't look back. Let the day, baby, the day, the day, the day. Say goodbye.
Woo!
Oh, hello.
Hello. Oh, did I preempt you? You want to play one more for us?
What's that?
So do you want to play one more for us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, so I'm going to turn my volume
That's
up here.
okay. All right, go.
I think I'll end on this song. This is my ukulele. And I think this is maybe a song that everyone knows. I hope so. And if you know it, please sing along. This song hails from the city I come from, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I live in Philly now, but this is from my hometown. 2, 3, 4. Well, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Well, it's a neighborly day in this beauty, what a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. Oh, I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be, would you be mine? Could you be, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you please be my neighbor? Won't you please be my neighbor? Won't you please be my neighbor? Please be my neighbor. Please be my neighbor.
Yay! Joy Ike with Won't You Be My Neighbor, which is an adorable video, by the way.
Thank you.
Go check that out.
Thank you so much.
It's one for Lauren Flans, who loves children so much.
Oh man,
from...
I love like being in the park and like just watching kids play, and then I see their parents like eyeing me, and I'm just like, okay, Joey, don't do that.
So you just had, let me see, well, I'll let you tell it. What's your latest project aside from that song? Was that the last one?
Oh no, the Mr. Rogers song came out in the fall, and then the first song I started with, All the Time in the World, I put that out just last month or about 5 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a song about being in quarantine and feeling restless, and then reconnecting with the friends and family that you haven't talked to in a long time.
Yeah, great. And what's next on the horizon? Assuming there's something on the horizon for any of us?
Oh man,
anytime soon.
I have no idea. I had this tour in France this summer that was super exciting.
Oh right, yeah.
And it's obviously it's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
But that was all I was looking forward to, and so yeah. But now I don't have to learn French, so.
Well, there you go. It also means you won't spend the summer eating camembert. Well, I guess you can eat camembert anywhere.
Anywhere.
Camembert anywhere. Camembert anywhere. Uh-oh, look out. Well, thank you so much for joining the festival, and it was so great to see you play, and thanks for coming to my personal. I just had I'm having a party in my pajamas, with all this wonderful music, and yeah, for the first time to get to see you live, it's an honor that it was here. So
thank you, and bless you for being able to. This is crazy. I can't even imagine the organizational skills it takes to do something like this, and also to stay up for like 2 days straight.
Yeah, I'm gonna crash hard in 4.5 hours. It's fine. But yeah, you guys totally make it worth it. It's a lot of fun, and just hearing all this great music and meeting everybody, and that everybody's excited about it and supports each other. It's really beautiful. So that definitely helps to keep me going.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, have an awesome next 4 hours.
All right, thank you. Say goodbye to Joy Ike, everybody. Thank you.